Hello, everybody. It's Bill's that college football guy here with another video. Yeah, I'm in my truck on a Sunday. I literally just got in to here outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. Actually, I dropped it where I was supposed to drop the trailer at, the one I picked up in Nogales, Arizona. Now I'm in this other drop yard where I had 23 minutes left in my 70 hours to make it here. So I picked a far corner away from everybody else. I got this one trailer next to me. But then I'm going to be parked over here and be doing 34 hours in this parking lot. Yeah, I'll be staying here for basically a day and a half. Luckily, I get good cell phone reception so I can watch some stuff on my phone. It sucked because I was driving all day Saturday. I didn't get to watch many of the games, except for the evening games, because I was driving all day. Life of a trucker, though. So I'm going to be here for a day and a half, start Tuesday morning, back out, drive for a couple days, and then I'm going to be back home. So, it's time for the recap, isn't it? Recap for week 11 of this college football season. 3 games left. 3 games left, basically. Where the hell did the season go? We're 75% done. We're 75% done. All right. First off, a shout on this. Subscriber schools, give them a shout out the ones who got wins this past week. This past weekend, Bowling Green, well, last week I should say, Bowling Green, Ohio, Coastal Carolina, East Carolina, Memphis, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Penn State, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Boise State, Colorado, Washington State, Clemson, Rutgers, West Virginia, Marshall, UTEP, TCU, and UNLV. We had quite a few, 5-star performers. In fact, we had a total of 7. 2 on the G5 level. Ohio beating Kent State 41-0. Kent State's not that good, but still 41-0 is an impressive win. Tulane beating Temple 52-6. Damn. G5 and the Power Autonomous 4 A4 level, whatever the hell you want to call it. Ohio State destroyed Purdue 45-0. But Purdue is just terrible, but still it's a 5-star performance. Texas beating up Florida 49-17. Penn State beating up Washington. Washington is a good team. They're a 500 team now. They're 5-5. But I think 5-5 or 5-4. But that beat them 35-6. Notre Dame beat hapless Florida State 52-3. But the most impressive 5-star performance was Alabama beating up on LSU 42-13. I did not call that. Excuse me. I didn't call that. I called a victory for LSU. That was just being taken to the woodshed. Just damn. But an impressive 5-star performance by all of the following schools. Now, who's got to hit the gym? Boise State. First game on Fox, and you damn near stink up the joint. I mean, Ashton Johnson did what he was supposed to do, 200 yards rushing, but past that, you beat Nevada 28-21. Sloppy play. Sloppy. The game was ugly, but you got the win. Colorado. You beat Texas Tech 41-27, but you're trailing 13-10 at the half. Don't start getting that Miami disease. More about them in a little bit. But you got to hit the gym, dude. Get some on there. Missouri beats Oklahoma 30-23. You were trailing Oklahoma 9-3 at the half. What's up with these people? Hit the gym. 2 here. 1. Indiana beating Michigan 20-15. Tied. It was 17-3 Indiana at the half. Michigan came back. Oh, it was just on there. Dude. Michigan was a 2-point conversion away from tying this thing. I think the injuries are starting to pile up, and the lack of depth is going to start becoming an issue because Michigan is not that good. So that's all on Indiana. What the blue hell? I didn't get a chance to watch this game. But I wish I had, but I didn't have a chance to. Not because of where I was at. And the late game, BYU beats Utah 22-21. Was it a holding call? Was it not a holding call? The point is this. Utah didn't score in the second half. BYU came back, and you beat them on a field goal with 3 seconds left. To the BYU fans who watch, I want to say this to you. You're not one of the 4 best teams in college football. And even if you win the Big 12, you shouldn't be one of the ones getting a bye. Because you're not beating teams. You're skating by. you don't prove anything. And if it's between Boise State and BYU, I'm taking Boise State to get the bye, because right now BYU just is not it. And the way you're playing, you face someone in a Big 12 championship game, that'll be probably the time you're going to get your first loss of the year. Those will hit the gyms. Now, what the blue hell? Oh boy, we had 3 of those. Virginia beating Pitt. Well, second straight loss for Pitt, 24-19. You led 13-7 at the half. Highlights of just lack of focus, lack of execution. Just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Virginia is a good team, but not on your level. What the blue hell, Pitt? Iowa State losing to Kansas, 45-36. This game was not that close. You saw the score. Oh, dude. A little ways into the third quarter, it was 38-13 Kansas. They tried to come back. Kansas beat the brakes off of them and they took the foot off the gas, because this could have been a lot worse. So Iowa State got absolutely embarrassed in this one. This score does not indicate this game. They got embarrassed. What the blue hell? And, oh yes, I could not let this clown show go by from all the Georgia fans who give me all the crap all I have. Oh yes. Georgia getting blown out by Ole Miss 28-10. See what happens when you put a lawyer as your starting quarterback, you know? And Karsten Beckworth, I mean, he's sitting in there, he's working on there, trying to the legal team, trying to stop all you guys from getting DUIs, but then he becomes a starting quarterback and he absolutely sucks. He can't throw the ball downfield without throwing interceptions. Everything's dink and duck behind the scrimmage. Carson Beck is a senior. He could come back next year. I'm part of me's wondering if Georgia wants him back. Because without playmakers around him, he's not that good. He can't carry a team. Think they wish they had Dylan Raiola now? What the blue hell, Georgia? So I'm saying, oh, Georgia's going to get beat up by Tennessee. Nico got hurt in the Mississippi State game. So both QBs can be hurt. This is going to be a lot closer game. I mean, Georgia's is a 9.5 point favorite at home against Tennessee right now on certain betting lines. Okay. All right. What the blue hell. All right. Sorry, still battling this thing. All right. The top 25. That top 25. And a new add-on to this. Talking so much kills up all this stuff. Those who know about my top 25, based on the mathematical formula, top 5 win is worth more. You're number 1, you're worth 1 point. You're 25, you're worth 25 points. If you win, points come off your score. If you lose, points are added. A win versus a top 5 is worth more than a top 25, which is worth more than an A4, which is worth more than a G6, which is worth more than an FCS. Conversely, fewer points are added, and blowouts, which is 18 or more, are worth more than a regular win. Conversely, losses, fewer points are added if it's a close loss to an A4, which more points than that would be a close loss to a top 5. More than that's a top 25. More than that's an A4. You get the idea, okay? So I have my poll from last week, and something happened this week. This is the time of the year where I decide one thing. You have 4 losses. I do a top 50. 25 gets announced. I do a top 50. And right now is the first time all year less than 50 schools qualify. There are, I'm double check my numbers here, 48 schools with 3 losses or less. 48 out of all FBS. That's who's ranked right now. And little by little, that list is shrinking. That's why I do a 50, because when the losses start adding up, that list just starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller. To the point there's very few left over. Now, last week's poll. Oregon number 1, Miami number 2, Georgia number 3, 4 Ohio State, 5 Notre Dame, 6 Texas, 7 Boise, 8 Penn State, 9 Indiana, 10 Tennessee, 11 Alabama, 12 Ole Miss, 13 Clemson, 14 SMU, 15 Texas A&M. Hold on. Clemson, 14 LSU, 15 SMU, 16 Texas A&M, 17 Missouri, 18 Kansas State, 19 Army, 20 BYU, 21 Louisville, 22 UNLV, 23 Pitt, 24 Iowa State, 25 Washington State. How's the poll looking this week? As I catch that paper in midair. Holding, because they're winning again. Holding number 1 is Oregon, up 2 spots. We had 3 schools who climbed 2 spots. Up 2 to number 2, Ohio State. Up to number 3, Notre Dame. Up to number 4, Texas. Biggest climb of the week, up 7 spots to number 5 because they blew out a top 5 team. Ole Miss is in 5th place. Up 2 to 6 is Penn State. Up 4 to 7 is Alabama. Blowout win over top 25, worth more. Up 2 to 8 is Tennessee. Up 1 to 9 is Indiana. Close win against Michigan. Down 3 to 10 is Boise State. You barely beat a G5, and G5 wins, close wins, are not worth that much. Dropping 9 spots to number 11 is Miami. That's not the biggest drop of the week. No. Down, up 1 spot to number 12 is Clemson. Down 10 spots. Biggest drop of the week to number 13 is Georgia. I say you drop them that far. It's just, that's what the points go. I don't put any opinion into this. Up 3 to 14 is Missouri. Holding at 15 is SMU. Up 5 spots to 16 is BYU. Yes, they had a close win with Utah. But it's what matters with what everybody else does. Down 1 spot to 17 is Texas A&M. Up 1 spot to 18 is Army. Down 1 spot to 19 is Kansas State. They didn't play. The same as A&M. Up 2 spots to 20 is UNLV. Down 7 spots to 21 is LSU. Up 3 spots to 22 is Washington State. Down 2 spots to 23 is Louisville. And debuting in the top 25 at 24 and 25 respectively are Colorado and Arizona State. Well, now 7-2. So, yeah, Pitt and Iowa State dropped out of the top 25. Now, like I said, we only got 48 schools who've had 3 losses or less. That's in the top 50. If you have 4 losses, and right now, I'm going to recap, get into this first. Let me recap my top 25. Number 1, Oregon, 2, Ohio State, then Notre Dame, Texas, Ole Miss, Penn State, Alabama, Tennessee, Indiana, Boise State, Miami, Clemson, Georgia, Missouri, SMU, BYU, Texas A&M, Army, Kansas State, UNLV, LSU, Washington State, Louisville, Colorado, and Arizona State. Now, we also have the fact that now 4 losses and I drop you out of the top 50. 4 losses, you're out of the rankings. So now, so I decided to start this year. I debated on it, said, okay, now we're getting to the point where it's valid. I may start it earlier next year. Who's got tickets for Flight 180? Some of you are laughing right now. For those of you who don't know what Flight 180 is, that's the flight and final destination that they get off of before it blows up. That has death chasing them. Death being that 4th loss. All these schools have 3 losses, and they're playing next week. So every single one of them, if they win, hey, they got off the plane. If they didn't, for this season, you've reached your final destination. So 12 schools in total have 3 losses and could get their 4th, which means they drop out of the rankings. My rankings completely. That is Toledo. These are all the ones that are playing next week. This coming week. That's going on here. These are the ones playing this coming week. Toledo, Ohio, Colorado State, Illinois, Marshall, Jacksonville State, Syracuse, Georgia Southern, South Carolina, San Jose State, and then 2 schools in the top 25, Louisville and LSU. Hey, we a top 25 team, and you could win a couple games and lose the final game of the year. I'm taking you out of the rankings. If you cannot win at least 75% of your games, you're not ranked. That's how I do it. So, could LSU be taking that final destination next week? Louisville? It's going to be interesting. We also have some schools, they're getting their 3rd loss. 2 schools, couple games, I'll mention them up when I do my picks, that are 2 schools with 2 losses playing each other, which means the loser will have 3, and they'll get their tickets to the flight. How fast are they going to drop out? And if you look at the rankings, I mean, Ole Miss has 2 losses. Bama has 2 losses. Georgia has 2. I mean, it keeps adding up. K-State, you know, we're going to start seeing a thinning of the herd here. Like I said, week by week, I have 48 now. Normally it's 50 plus. I had a surplus, not to fill in. Now we have less than 50 that meet the criteria. 3 losses or less. Because at this point in the year, wins do matter. And 4 losses, I can't do it. But it's kind of funny, only 48 left. Out of all of FBS, only 48 schools have 3 losses or less. So, let me know what you think about everything down in the comments. As I talk and cough at the same time, as this stuff tickling on the back of my throat makes it worse when I talk. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor, please. Smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps the algorithms of the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. Let me know what you think about the 5-star performances. Who's got to hit the gym? The Blue Hill. My top 25. And also, a question for all of you in the comments if you want to answer it. Of the following schools, is there one or more that you think is most likely to catch their final destination this coming week? To go through the list again: Toledo, Ohio, Colorado State, Illinois, Marshall, Jacksonville State, Syracuse, LSU, Louisville, Georgia Southern, South Carolina, and San Jose State. What I'm going to do on the picks, I'm not going to give a pick for it. But I'm going to, at the end of the video, mention all the ones, even though they have picks. I'm not going to give a pick for the game. And you guys can let me know who you think is going to get out of this. Because we're getting to the nitty gritty, aren't we? I mean, Toledo, Ohio, Colorado State, Illinois, Marshall, Syracuse, Georgia Southern, South Carolina. See, these are the schools you mentioned. Well, you have more than 3 losses? I'm not mentioning it. You're not in my rankings anymore. Because right now, it mostly means you're 5 and 4. Why would I rank you? 6 and 3? Okay. 2/3. We're talking about something here. But you let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Share them if you want to. Get this stuff out the way. And if you haven't done already, do me the favor. Check out some other videos I've done. If you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. I'm just trying to make this channel grow, make it bigger and better every time. You want to follow me on Twitter, on X. The link will be in the description. I got some more paperwork I got to catch up on here. Because of the games we have coming up. And I'm going to be running crazy on Tuesday. So tomorrow, Monday, I'll be giving my picks video for the week because, I do my picks for the subscriber schools and for the top 25. Games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So everybody's involved. So we're going to get those picks out early. And we'll see what happens. And for those asking, I mentioned this in the on Twitter in my messages. Next subscriber rankings is the last one of the regular season. Because I don't do normally it's week 13 is the last week of the regular season. You have 1 bye week during the season. This week we had 2 bye weeks because of the way the schedule worked. We have 14 weeks. So you do 1, 3, 5. If you do the 2 weeks, it'd be 15, but 15 is we get a conference championship games. Normally when I do my rankings, it's 1 game, last game of the regular season, the conference championship games, bowls, playoffs. Now it's going to be the last 2 weeks of the regular season, conference championship games, bowl, playoffs. There's a chance somebody's going to have 5 games in there and could win 5. This is really going to get screwed up. That means the fact that you could play 2 games, lose 2, or win 1 and 1, make the conference championship game, lose that, and lose a bowl game, which means you went 1 and 3, and somebody who went 500 for the season or went 0 and 2 may end up climbing up more points than you because they played in fewer games. Gonna make it a lot more fun, but I'll go over that later on. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. I've done rambling long enough, because I need to stop talking so I don't kill my voice here. I gotta save it for tomorrow. I'm making a video. So thanks everybody for watching. Everybody's having a great Sunday. Be safe out there. The storm's over, the rain's over, but I'm doing a mud pit right here, but it's what it is. So be safe out there, and please be good to each other.